Hey friends! I'm Sandra.
And I'm Heng Wei.
And together we are duoduoyeah! So today we have a special guest.
It's my daughter.
Yeah. This is my mom. She adopted me.
Well, a mother that never gives you money.
Yeah, because you gotta learn how to be independent.
Anyway, whole different family.
Jokes aside. Jokes aside. Anyways,
Yeah.
so who is this?
This is Soraya, our really good friend, and also
I don't know either of these people.
a singer-songwriter, a huge musician, very famous
Upcoming
on Spotify.
star.
Yeah. Link in the description down below. Anyways, moving on. What are we gonna do today?
So we're actually going to just have a little pillow talk to talk a little bit about our experiences when we see a therapist.
Yeah,
About
and
mental-
about like mental health exhaustion.
So we have a few questions prepared. So first question, have you guys ever felt very demotivated, just like no energy or worn out or stressed or just you don't feel like doing anything at all?
Me the whole of 2019. I'm not even joking. I wish I was joking.
Really?
I mean,
Like,
but
what-
who hasn't felt that way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us more about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm having banana fritters from my mom, and she asked me to make sure to tell you guys that this is pisang raja. It's really important to her.
Can we get back to what we
Okay, sorry.
You were saying that 2019 was when you felt like you just don't have. It was like that. Just don't.
No direction, you mean?
Yes. Yes, I think that's a good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think it was because of. It was just after graduating, like graduating like college, uni, and then it's like all the stuff that goes into transitioning like out of being in school, because I feel like it's like all our lives up until that point was like school, college, and then uni, and then it was already like laid out for you, and then once you're done you're like, oh my god, I'm an adult, and you're excited and everything.
Right.
But then obviously things don't always go as planned, and having to like go through all of that. And I feel like because I moved to New York after,
You worked in New York?
yeah, and then like I basically went alone like with 3 of my other classmates, but still it's just kind of, yeah, I think all of those elements put together, it's just very, I don't know, I don't want to get too into it, but
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah.
but I think it was mainly that, like, adjusting to change and like realizing you can plan as much as you want, but usually things
Yeah.
can like not always go according to like what you, and then having to,
How about you? Like, you felt that way since you just came back from the States as well?
I think like coming back was not like demotivated, it was overwhelmed. But the time when I think like I feel like I just don't want to do anything was when I was working in LA. And the last few months was just like I kind of knew that I was coming back already. So at that point I was just like emotionally getting ready to not be invested in life.
Emotionally attached, like
Yeah.
to life in LA.
Yeah, so I literally didn't really hang out much. Maybe I had 1, 2, like 3, 4 friends that you just go
Right.
to K-Town to have dinner with.
Also, cause I left,
Yeah. Wow.
and I was a
Because
huge
you
part of
left.
your life. Well, you have to admit to that. I was a
Yeah.
huge part of your life, and
Yeah.
I mean, you were
yeah,
mine
like,
too.
consistent
Yeah.
part of each other's lives, and then
Yeah, and we were living together, and after I left, she had to move somewhere else because rent was really expensive.
Yeah.
So I guess like it's just a huge shift as well for her to like not only have to move place, but she also has to adjust to being alone.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was my first time actually living just all by myself. Like literally the whole
God.
entire place was to myself. So imagine like you come home,
It's empty.
Yeah.
There's no noise.
It's me,
And there's no one like
dude,
cooking.
and my house was dark, like dark. The road coming back home was also dark.
Yeah, I can relate because I used to live alone in Boston. Yeah, after Walter, who was my then boyfriend, left.
Now husband.
Yeah, now husband.
Just to clarify.
he came back to Malaysia and I was still there because of like music therapy was just a really long ass course.
Long beep course.
Yeah. So he left and I was like alone and it was really, really sad. Like I'm already sad that he left and I come home and like there's like no sound and like, you know, I'm that type of person who loves to be around people, like as you guys all know already. So
I don't like to be around people all the time, but still coming back home to and like completely empty
like
house.
Pin drop silence
Yeah.
is a bit
Like, you know, everything you do, every sound you hear is just you.
Yeah.
Sad. Oh.
And the only communication I had with other people was through like FaceTime with my family and my friends. So it was really sad. Yeah. I remember feeling very sad and like, I just want to go home. I felt like so homesick and things like that. But when I came home, I was overstimulated. By all like the social and family and
cultural change
and responsibilities and my own freedom of time. It was just like all taken away from me because then I have to go for like family gatherings and then we have like this and that and this and that. Yeah, we have obligations and then we have to go to the bank, follow our mom to this place to, you know, get groceries. Like it's just a different pace of life, you know?
I also feel like reverse culture shock is very real.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. And I feel like reverse culture shock is something that people can go to therapy for. At least I did when I came back and like I was just too overwhelmed. I was always frustrated.
Like,
yeah. And I started arguing a lot with my then fiance, now husband. But yeah, we argued so much when I came back because I don't know, maybe because that time we were doing long distance and we appreciate the time more, I guess. I don't know, when I came back, when he's not there, I'll be like upset, you know, if he's not physically there. But you know, adults have to work, you know, responsibilities and things like that. But there was just more communication problem and more frustrations because I think it's because I don't have my own time to kind of process what's going on all the time, you know? Yeah. And I started my master's right away.
Oh yeah, you just jumped straight in. And then you're planning your wedding as well.
Oh yeah, I was planning that was bad and that was really, really stressful. Yeah. It was a really
no time for you, just like.
And I was working full time because you need the ka-ching for the wedding, you know? I don't know what I did.
I was like, what is that?
What are you pushing? Anyways, yeah. So I think like from what I hear, it's like every time when there's like a transition in life, people get very emotionally burnt out.
Oh yeah. You know? That's true. Yeah, that's why. Okay, wait, no, I'll let you guys guide the thing.
No, go ahead.
That's why I went to therapy.
Oh,
last time, remember?
Right. Okay.
Next question. Do you know anyone who attends therapy or goes for therapy?
Like currently?
I mean, it can be like
went before
current, like not currently, but like, you know.
So what?
My friends in the US, I know like people who do go. But I also feel like with that it's less of a
stigma.
Oh my god, like I go to therapy. You know, like
less of that.
Like, yeah, over that it's a bit more like
normal, normalized,
openly talked about and like discussed. People are like, yeah.
How about in Malaysia? Do you know any friends who actually attend therapy?
No. I have a lot of friends, like a lot of close friends who like are seeking out like resources or like what's the word? Sorry, I can't speak. Like who want to go and are like taking the steps to like find out more about how to go about that in Malaysia. Because I feel like it's so not like talked of. Like it's like I feel like resources are there, but no one like tells you like if you have issues or like if you need anything, like this is
where
here for you. Yeah, or like where you can go to look for it.
Google has information.
Yeah, but I see like it's like you have to take your own steps to find it. You know what I mean?
But isn't it like that in the States too?
Maybe, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. But I feel like in the States, like at least in school, like in uni and stuff, it's like
there.
Yeah, and they
In
tell you,
school.
it's like,
Right.
hey, if you need help, like, whatever, like, we're here for you.
So do you think that
Yeah, it's
it's
kinda like-
lack of awareness then? Like,
I think like
think
even
awareness? Yeah.
like when I came back, therapy is like yes you can Google,
Yeah.
but then it's like it's there are like centers and things like
Yeah.
that.
And it's all like, you have to do it on your own, you know?
Yeah, you have to
Who
look-
can
look
you talk to like,
Yeah, you have to look
Yeah.
up who you want to see.
yeah.
right. And you don't
Um,
know who to see. Is that what
you
the
don't know,
problem
yeah.
is?
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
because like, you can't just ask your parents. I mean, I guess you could, but then like,
Ask your parents.
no, like, you know like how it's like, if you need medical help,
Yeah.
physically or whatever,
Yeah.
you could go to like friends or family. Or
And like ask them like which doctor is
yeah,
good. That
kind
kind
of,
of
oh my gosh, I
But-
want this, and they'd be
yeah,
like, oh my
nobody
god,
would
yeah, I'll help
recommend
you.
you
But
here.
here it's like they're gonna be like therapy. Like, why do you need therapy?
Oh,
Like,
okay.
you know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
you need therapy.
Okay.
Like, why? And then like you feel deterred from like
Right.
finding the right.
But I guess I'm fine. I
Ways,
don't need to go therapy.
Yeah, and then it's like the whole not shame aspect, but you know like the
The taboo.
yeah that
Stigma.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the main like thing.
Okay.
I
But
know.
yeah.
I do I know anyone in Malaysia?
Yeah.
Maybe one or two.
Well, if I'm your friend, then I guess yeah.
I'm not counting the people here.
Yeah. I know friends who wants to, but they feel it's too scary to
Yeah.
go. Like it's
That too.
they thought that therapy is gonna be like the counselor interrogating you and
Basically, it looks like a room, chair. and you look
a
at
comfy
you.
chat. Yeah, I mean it's not like that. It's not like a police interrogation. It's more like a chill, like sitting on the couch. You're not lying on the couch. It's not like the ones in the movie either. You're just chilling. It's basically something like that. Like as in the mood. Usually. I'm not talking for all.
So, what do you think people attend therapy for?
Like what I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe a better question is like, who do you think needs therapy?
Everyone.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like everyone could benefit from it.
I think people need therapy for.
Oh, you're just a therapist. Yeah. Okay, go for it.
That's not fair because we think everyone needs therapy,
Yeah.
but like from your point of view, like from people that you kind of interact with, like maybe your friends or your family or not even like maybe acquaintances, like, hey, I think you need therapy, like in your head, but like you don't really like say it
Okay.
out because it's also like not so
It's
nice.
Wait, I'm trying to find a way to say this without like
Pinpointing.
yeah.
Okay.
Or like what's the word? Stereotyping or trying
Anyways, we'll take that out of the equation. But
to okay.
yeah.
Therapy is essentially you talking to someone, right?
Yeah.
To try to figure out or work through your own internal like
Thought.
yeah,
Yeah.
like how you think
Yeah.
you respond to things,
Yeah.
everything in your brain lah, right?
Yeah.
And like okay, see, this is the part I want to use this analogy or like story, but I don't want to like
If you don't feel comfortable saying it, it's fine.
I'll say it and then like we'll
See whether
Okay.
it fits.
everyone goes through shit, right?
Yeah.
And everyone deals with it differently.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't deal with it in the most healthy ways.
Yeah.
And the shit can just live inside of you and come out or show through in how you treat other people, how you treat yourself,
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
you respond to it bleeds through everything, right? It all
Yeah.
starts with how you
Yeah.
like. So I feel like and sometimes that then when people become parents or like you get to a relationship,
Right,
friendships
right.
and things, all of your own
Yeah.
shit you put onto
Yeah, you project
Yes.
on other people.
so I feel like if everyone went to therapy
to
we
clear
could all
their
like we all be
issues.
yeah you know what I mean,
we'll all be happy.
how you treat
We'll all be
like
happy.
yourself, yeah, like I feel like that's essentially how you fix.
That's a really good point. That's a
Right.
really good point.
But I also feel like to want to go to therapy, it starts with yourself, right? And I feel a lot of people don't know how to look look within first and be like, oh shit, maybe I need whatever, like how do I like
How do you
help
tell
myself?
yourself?
Yeah, I think the
that's also
first
really
step
scary
is
part.
the
Recognizing
hardest.
that
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with like
Asking for help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been to therapy?
Yes.
And how was your experience like?
It was good.
Was it scary? No, like when you first, like before going, like did you have all these thoughts like, I don't know if like I should like, do you have all these stigma and all these like
I don't
stereotypes and all these like,
I don't know, maybe you can call it like, you know how like we went to uni in America?
Yeah.
We lived like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And then people are very like, this is how I feel. You know what I mean? Like just the culture is like, it's, you can see it, it's like, yeah. And then like, there's not much of a stigma around mental health. In my experience, in my opinion, like, you know what I mean? And so I think that's why I recognize it as like, oh, okay. Like, support that if you need it. There's nothing wrong with you, like if you whatever. And then like I remember I was starting to think about like how would one like go like find a therapist, like start going to therapy in the US. But I didn't take any steps then, so I was just scared lah or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then when I came home, I think I was still in that really like tough spot, like we were talking about like the whole burnout, like all that.
Yeah.
I was like, crap, like maybe like this is, I think it'd be really beneficial if I did have like external support. And then I reached out to you, right? Or you were talking about, and then you were like, you told me like where I could find.
I introduced you like to like
all the options. And then I was like, oh okay, it's not that scary. Well, obviously it helped that I had a friend who is also like a
in the mental health.
Yeah, so that made it feel like not scary and like unapproachable.
Right.
Now obviously it is intimidating. That's like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? You have to talk my feelings. You would have to like whatever.
Yeah.
But so the first session was intimidating, but like
is the counselor intimidating or like is the experience?
Because I've never done it.
Right.
Like, you know, it's like going into it. I think it's just like nervous, like, oh, what's gonna happen?
Right.
But then I feel like if the therapist or the counselor is like a good fit for you, or like if you feel comfortable with them, then like it will all go smoother.
Did it felt like a friend, or like did it felt like I'm literally telling a stranger my deepest darkest secret? Like
I think it kind of helped that it was a strict, like it was under the premise of it being like a non-biased, like non-judgmental, like stranger, like third party.
Right.
At least for me, that helped a lot.
Yeah.
Because like all my friends can attest to it. I don't talk about my feelings that much. At all really. So like I think without that pressure of like whatever.
Right.
Like it's still a space where you can talk and feel heard, but not feel like you're being
How's it different?
Judged or like analyzed or whatever.
How's it different than talking to a friend?
Okay, one thing I really liked about therapy that also kind of scared me in the moment was like, it's you're just talking about your feelings and like getting everything out.
Yeah.
But then it's also like how you, the conversation, like the therapist and counselor will also like shift the conversation to like how you could help that situation. It's like, I feel like this, then the therapy, the counselor will be like, why? Like, why do you feel that way? Or like, why do you think that's, and then I'm just there like, crap, like shit, like what?
Yeah,
I've never thought about it. Yeah, and I'm like, ugh, and then it makes you like face your own, like, then it's like,
you just
like process.
It's like you start digging a hole and it's just like,
right.
Digging a hole.
To like the root of the problem already.
And I feel like when I realized that was what the process would entail, that was kind of scary.
Right.
But I think like after going to, you know, the weekly, like bi-weekly whatever, over time I was like, okay, now I like, it feels good to like get it out.
Yeah.
It feels good to have someone help you work through the things.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, I feel like getting it out was the best feeling for me. Just like,
did you actually enjoy the process? Like actually look forward to the next session, that kind of feeling? Or like you're
so,
like, oh man, I'm kind of scared to go to the next session.
Maybe the first two, I was a bit like, oh crap, like this is what's gonna be.
Yeah.
But after like getting into it and like it helped, it benefited me like however long I went and like whatever it was for.
Right.
Because towards the end, it's like it felt
like it could be your routine.
Yeah. And there was like progress, and then like I'm not going to therapy like currently.
Yeah.
But there were like some things that like were, what's the word? Habits and like tools that like were offered to, like, you know, like journaling.
Right.
So it's like after I only went for like what, a couple months I think.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. and then like after that I stopped going.
Yeah.
Not for any particular reason, but then like I started like journaling out of it, or like picking up healthier habits of like
Yeah.
because I realized what I liked out of it was like just getting everything like out and then being able to look at the problem like
Right.
so whether it was with a person or like with journaling, it's like, you know, getting all the shit out onto the paper and then like just like being able to be like, oh okay, so that's like what's
Yeah.
and then like I realized that's what helped me I just keep, you know, being mindful of like how
Right.
I treat my mind
Self.
and heart and like
Yourself.
I don't have to like just so I think
So you
that was the
did.
process. That was what it was like
It
for
did
me.
help.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like there's something to get like you'll get something out of it like regardless of like as long as you
Yeah.
yeah.
I
But
think it's more of like a self-learning process rather than you get a certain advice from somebody and you
Yeah.
do it. Like you wouldn't like. I don't think the counselor has like ever told you like what to do. It's more like both of you kind of I don't brainstorm on what you can do.
Yeah.
Like it's never like okay now you go back and
Yeah.
you should this one this one this one. This
It's not like homework or like doctor like prescribing you things
Yeah.
to do to
But they don't tell you what to do.
Yeah.
It's more on like you figuring out what works for yourself.
Yeah. But it's also a two-way street. Like if you go,
Yeah.
like, you have to like wanna. I think that was another aspect of it too. I was like, shit, like I have to
Be ready
commit and like be ready to like
Yeah.
want to
into
make
it.
the changes or like
Yeah.
whatever to actually like help myself or help yourself. But
Right.
yeah, so I think what you just said is
How about you?
hear it.
I think
that-
people think that therapists don't need therapy.
Yeah, I think
You
like
guys have been
yeah, it's
in
like,
Malaysia or like in US?
Both.
Oh really?
yeah,
I mean,
both.
What was that like?
So my first experience was actually in US, and that was an employee health assistance. They call it like
Right.
that. So basically, it's like you get like counseling whenever you want to schedule it,
Yeah,
because like I think it was like a great benefit, especially because when you're working in a medical field, you know,
Yeah.
medical health settings.
yeah,
So my first experience was like, actually, to be honest, it was really terrifying. Like, even as like somebody who has seen people struggle with mental health issue, my first experience was like, oh my goodness, so tomorrow I'm going to therapy. What do I need to talk about? Do I need to list it out? I actually brought a paper into a therapy session.
Okay.
Just in case like I forget something that I wanted to say.
okay.
You know, like the first session felt like maybe I needed to clarify myself that this was actually
Right.
what happened. Actually, oh, this. This.
Yeah.
Then-
Over prep.
yeah, over
Yeah,
prep, very
almost.
over prep. And then so that was what happened. And then the thing is like she just listened. And I was like, is that it?
Are you just a tree hole?
Yeah.
But then after that she was like, she asked very like reflective questions.
That's right.
You know, I think like the thing is like therapists just don't bombard you with what you need to do, but I think they kind of challenge, they at least she challenged me to like, what do you think could change your perspective, that kind of thing lah.
Right.
Or maybe like make me just really reflect a little bit more, like what was it really like was it on the surface, was it just all this sort of feeling, and you know, like it was really like diving deeper. So the first 2 sessions I was just like bringing paper in,
Yeah.
and then after that I just was like, it's okay, I think I'll just like go in today and like maybe we'll
Correct.
continue from wherever we stopped. Yeah. But here was different. I think because culturally you see US and Malaysia is very different.
Yeah.
So the tone that maybe they set for therapy session is also very different. Yeah, I think here it's not that it's a bad different, but it's very hard to pinpoint. Like maybe some of them, because I've been to like 3 different therapists here just to see like what was it like,
Right.
and see like who can I really like gel with the
Yeah.
most.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, I do have like similar experience with you, but I don't think there was a huge difference for me in the States versus here. Cause I went to a professional here, and there was also like a company like because I work in a hospital as well, and so it's like the employee kind of assistance. And it was funny because I came back at that time. I came back for only 2 weeks for a holiday, a short holiday. And in that 2 weeks, I had my best friend gave birth, and then I had my aunt who was very, very sick in the ICU, and I had an aunt who passed away, and I also had my another best friend getting married. So it's literally like the whole entire life cycle that I went through in 2 weeks, and like I had to live in the whole 2 weeks. It was just crazy madness. And 2 days after I reached back to the States, my aunt who was in the ICU passed away. So I work in the ICU. So when I go into the ICU, it kind of like ignites my trauma, because the last time I met her, she was already in the ICU. So I work with very, very sick kids. So I think when I see them in so much pain and I see the machines and stuff like that, I started to tear. And that was really unprofessional. You know, that means there's something that I have to actually fix, because that's not something you should be doing, because the kid is not dying yet, you know. Why you like suddenly like you're crying at the door there and things like that. So like I found myself like tearing up. And so I went to seek for counseling, and then I was like telling them like everything, and I started bawling, and I was saying it ignited my own medical trauma and stuff like that. And the therapist was just like, I think you need to like schedule for a trauma therapy rather than just like counseling. So I didn't have the time and money to do that. It was just very, very hectic for me at that time, because we were working like full time, and I was just so burnt out to like go anywhere else during the weekend. And usually weekends they don't really work. So that being said, it's also not covered by the insurance, and it can be really, really expensive in the States. And I wouldn't be able to like spend $200. We're talking about like 800 to 1,000 ringgit per session.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? And if what's the point of attending just once, you know? But anyway, I came back and I realized that I had some medical trauma that was unresolved. And then I went to this professional who is an EMDR therapist, eye movement desensitization like therapy. So basically, you have to follow like the finger and things like that, and it taps like to your right brain and left brain, and sort of like it helps you to retell your story. So like in mentally you take a picture. It's something like in mentally you take a picture, and then you kind of, for me I tapped, because of COVID we had to like social distance, right? So instead of like doing the eye movement thing, she asked me to do the butterfly hug. If you guys watch the It's Okay to Be Not Okay, then you'll know. Yeah, but like literally tapping like that. Yeah, so you can either do that or you can do it on like your thighs. It got really tired. I got really tired from doing it. But anyway, magically disappeared. Like the image like fades, cause she gives you a time frame, like saying like do like, you know, do it like this long and thing like that, and then you have to go by stages. So you start from the stage one where like when the trauma started, and then like what are the recollections of it and stuff like that. Yeah, so basically it was I didn't believe it, you know, because it doesn't seem scientific, right? But it seems more holistic than scientific, but it is scientific. And I was like, oh my god, this is scary, you know, like literally this works. And I was just very, very intrigued and interested. So
what happened? That happened, and then your
like you kind of like resolve. You resolve the memory. So you're supposed to, okay, like example, let's say as a child, you were like sexually assaulted by somebody, and So you go back to that memory when you were sexually, it can be very, very traumatizing. But you have to go back to that's why the therapist has to be there physically to like kind of pull you out of that situation if it gets out of control. So let's say you have to revisit every single step. Tell me every single walk through that whole thing. And like maybe you could say like what helped you, like what actually helped you to cope or something like maybe your current self going back there to save you and things like that. So like you're kind of like erasing the memory slowly and rewriting the story of how, because you survived now, right? So writing your own like survival story sort of like that, and then you do like the tapping thing
while you're doing all of it.
Yeah, and then like you go like you think about the trauma, and then you think about the safe place, and then you think about the trauma, and so it alternates, and it like basically helps you to rewrite the memory in your brain, and
change how it like
and it will turn into like, okay, they'll ask you to snap a photo of the scariest time. You snap the photo and you like tap, the photo magically becomes white in your brain.
That sounds great.
Yeah. And like it disappears. And like I have a friend who like actually went to that therapy as well because of anxiety, and he said like it magically disappears, right? And I'm like, yeah, like what sorcery is this? Yeah. Oh, so it's for like more for like trauma kind of cases. Like it can be medical trauma or like anything else.
I think clarification needed. It's not hypnotherapy.
It's not
so,
hypnotherapy. Yeah.
Is that here or in the US?
Here. Yeah, so if you have any trauma, you can look for like EMDR therapists. Any counselors or therapists, you can see their qualifications. If they're certified in EMDR, then that is that. But there's level 1, level 2, level 3, so like obviously the higher level is better, I guess. I don't know. That's at least what I thought and why I went to that therapist.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but the whole process was like very nice. Like the room was very serene and like with yellow lighting and like yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was cool.
So we have come to the end of the video, and
we hope you enjoy it, and
we hope you learned something.
Yeah.
I think one important takeaway is that anything new is scary, but once you dive into it, you realize that it's not that scary anymore. Yeah.
That's a good
right
way to end. Yeah.
It was scary to go college, it was scary to start work, but once you start,
everything was scary in the beginning, but then it was fine in the end.
Yeah. Right?
Basically.
Not
applicable to everything, but
So we also have a little surprise, right? Like a little
surprise.
It kind of is.
So got a little side dish for you to enjoy.
Side dish.
Why side?
Wow.
I like it.
Actually,
Are we having Korean or what?
Yes. Okay.
So no side dish
stay
in
tuned
Chinese.
for the little surprise.
Well,
however big, however small.
Do you want to say it's a new?
Okay, the song is A Million Dreams from what's it called?
The Greatest Showman.
And we did a little tweak to the lyrics to make it more relatable.
Yeah, relatable to our experience in therapy or like just our life experience when we are not going through a great time. So we'll have our beautiful musician, guitarist to accompany us while we sing it. So let's get to it. 1, 2, 3, go! I close my eyes and I can see the world that's holding up my dreams that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, and it feels alone. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy.
can live in a world that you design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the scariest thoughts just fill my head. A million thoughts are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million thoughts is all it's gonna take. A million ways to break the world I wanna make. But there's a mind that I can build. Every voice inside is kind. It will make me shine. The special things that I've been through, each one's there to remind me that I will be okay. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away from the world that you design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the scariest thoughts will fill my head. A million dreams will block them all away. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world I'm gonna make.
Woo! Anyway, thank you for watching, friends.
Thanks Soraya for being here.
Yeah.
We're gonna put her music link right down below, and maybe we'll put it in the background too.
What?
Okay, never mind.
Anyway,
Turn it into a promo video.
yes. Yeah, we'll put the whole entire music video inside.
Like, subscribe, comment down below.
How you feel today?
Yeah.
Why not?
That's
Tell us
really
how you
cute.
feel today.
Yeah.
We'll listen, we'll read. Even though usually only 2 people comment.
I'll comment.
Make sure you do.
Okay, I
Alright.
promise.
Thank you.
Bye.